You are watching Super Fast Tortoise.
Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright.
Whoa, everybody! Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise's impromptu Dragons of Tarkir spoiler video. It's a live. Obviously, we're live, and I want to go over spoilers from mythicspoiler.com. And I want to see what's going on, give my opinions on cards, and talk about how excited about cards I am. It's going to be exciting. Exciting. I hope you're excited for Dragons of Tarkir, because I'm going to be excited for sure. For sure. There's been a lot of tasty spoilers dropped, and I hope I can find them all. Let's see. Let's see. I'm right now looking up different websites to go through. Mythic Spoiler is like my go-to, but I want to see if they have updated. Here we go. Here we go. All these ads. Wish there weren't so many ads. Advertisements. But all right. All right. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, my creep. Hello, new peeps. Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise. You are here. You are here. You're part of the creep because you're the cool creep crew. Isn't that right? The creep crew. What's up? What's up? All right. So, as you know, I'm excited for Dragons of Tarkir, or Tarkir DragonStorm, I should say, and I'm really liking the spoilers are dropping. So let's get through some of these spoilers. Let's go here. And when I'm on these websites, I probably won't be able to read chat so much. So if you just be patient, when I get back to the screen, I'll be able to say hello to you. Miss Hillbilly, Lone Wolf, howdy. I know, it's a weird time. It's a weird time for me to go live. But I had to go live. All right. So let me blow this up so you can see cards better. Right there. Right. Excuse the advertisements. I can't stop those. So we got, what's this? Fresh Start. Flash Enchanted Creature. Enchanted Creature gets -5/-0 and loses all abilities. That's going to be an amazing removal spell. It's an aura. Oh, that's pretty saucy. I like that. That aura is pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Let me go over here. Yeah, Lone Wolf. Look at that card. Miss Hillbilly, what's up? Look at that card. Look at that card. It's pretty solid. I like it. All right. Now, what's this card? Sonic Shrieker. Flying. Kind of grainy picture. When this creature enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target, and you gain 2 life. If a player is dealt damage this way, they discard a card. Oh, this is a nasty uncommon for limited. Add Cube. This is going to be a good card for Cube. Oh, yeah. I think this is going to be awesome. This card is going to be awesome. Look at that. I have my big water jug here. Keeping hydrated. This is going to be a good signpost card, good limited card. It's a 5-mana 4/4 flying. So it's Sarah Angel status with extra abilities. Pretty cool. All right. Let's click on this one. You got Tursa. Light Shatter. All right. Kind of hard to read. Enters discard 2 cards and draw a card. Oh, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. That's pretty solid. Help you filter your hand. Whenever a Tursa Light Shatter attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, exile a card at random from your graveyard, and you may play that card this turn. That's going to be fun. 3-mana 3/3 is that ability. Haste. Haste. This is going to be great limited. Good commander for like aggro decks. Help you get some extra value out of your cards. This is going to be fun. Like, you know, imagine getting an extra lightning bolt from your graveyard or something like that. Or getting a reanimator card from your card to get a creature card back. That's pretty solid. Or getting a creature card back. That is pretty neat. This card is pretty much fire. It shows the power creep. All right. Game Checker, what's up? Game Checker. Hey, hey. advertisements pop up. Looks like we're getting a reprint of Snakeskin Veil. Good card. I like the artwork. It's pretty solid. I like it. Put a +1 counter for 1 green on a creature you control, gains hexproof until turn. Pretty good protection spell. The artwork's pretty solid. That purple and green, mwah. Love the artwork. This is a good reprint. What's this card? Corey Mountain Stalwart. 3 mana, 3/3 flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, this creature deals 2 damage to each opponent. You gain 2 life. Ooh, they're putting lightning helix on a lot of stuff. Nice. My mom just texted me from Utah. She's like, they're opening a Goodwill store next to us. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, so lightning helix spells on creature. That's going to be a limited staple. I think people are going to pick that card a lot. I like it. I think it's flavorful. And I think it does what it wants to do. Ooh. All right. There we go. There we go, everybody. Look at this card. Death Begets Life. Interesting name. Costs 5 mana or 5 generic. Blue, green, black. Yes. So it's Sultai. It's a sorcery. You destroy all creatures and enchantments. Pretty solid. I'm an advocator of destroying enchantments in enchantment decks, and I know how important that enchantment clause is there. Draw a card for each permanent destroyed this way. Oh, my lord. You could be drawing a grip of cards here. This is going to be a commander staple. And this is a good late game limited card, but put this in your cube, but mainly put it in your commander deck. Oh, 5-color commander decks will love this, right? 5-color commander decks, Sultai colored commander decks. Ooh, this is a spicy card. Do not go past this card without looking at it. This is going to be a staple from now on. All right. I'm clicking on this card. And it's loading. Kishla Skimmer. Flying. Whenever a card leaves your graveyard during this turn, so if you die, basically, draw a card. This triggers only once each turn. So it gives you a little extra card draw. 2 mana, 2/2. Flying is pretty solid on your mana curve for limited. I think you'll play this card if you're in Sultai or Teamer as a flyer. Evasion, pretty solid. And it helps you draw cards if you delve. So probably going to be in the Sultai deck a little more, but, you know, as the spells go on and you find where delve is, this card is going to be solid. I love it. Like Teamer with that red card we saw earlier where it exiles a card from a graveyard and you get a cast this turn, works on this card. This card's a little more advantage. The once each turn was not on here, so you can draw a little extra. But this probably be a rare ability, a rare card if it wasn't once each turn. This card is pretty solid. Like it, Lord love it. Have fun with it for sure. Oh boy, Keshla is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right, let's see. What's this? Essence Anchor. Sounds like a pirate card more than a dragon card. Essence Anchor. At the beginning of your upkeep, Surveil 1. Pretty solid ability right there. Surveil 1. Look at the up card of your library. If you want to keep it there, you keep it there or put it in your graveyard. Your choice. Surveil is a really powerful mechanic. Help filter in your deck. You can tap this artifact to create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. Activate only during your turn and only if a card left your graveyard this turn. So the second ability cares about delving. That's an archetype in this format, kind of delving kind of stuff. So blue-red, blue-black will work with this. Pretty solid. I like it. I like the Surveil 1 mechanic. It's pretty solid. Helps feed the graveyard if you want to. It's a filler card in today's world, but it will work. And it works in graveyard strategies. All right, what's this? What's this? Oh, Afterlife from the Loam. All right, the card is expensive. 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting a spell costs 1 color less to cast. Pretty solid. Now, for each player, choose up to 1 target creature card in that player's graveyard. Put those cards on the battlefield under your control. They are zombies in addition to other types. Pretty solid include. I like the zombie format. This will fit in Commander pretty well, like pretty solid. I think this will be in the Sultai deck more often, but any deck running black will want to run this. But you want to run heavy black because at 3 cost. Now, Delve says it pays for 1 colorless, so it's not like Convoke where it takes care of the color. So this can cost up black, down to 3 black, I should say, if you do it right. Pretty solid card. Like it, love it. Now, what I like about it is that you choose up to 1 creature card in that player's graveyard. Choose up to 1 target creature card in that player's card for each player. That includes yourself. That's pretty solid. I like it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sauce in the set. No doubt. What I'm going through is the newer cards that were spoiled today that are not on Mythic Spoiler. Once I'm done with this newer card stuff, I'll go to Mythic Spoiler. Tibalts Judgment. Ooh. 2 generic and a black enchantment. Rare. This is a commander card. You can tell by the symbol. Like it's on the commander deck. So whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. So you can use this card 3 different times, but you can't use the same ability more than once. You can draw a card. You can create a treasure token or create a 2/2 black zombie druid token. Oh, this is solid. And the artwork on this card is stunning. Stunning. Look at that dragon snake looking head in the background. That's pretty good. I don't know if it's a dragon or if it's a snake, but it's pretty solid all the way. I like how it uses the graveyard. I know some rat decks will use this, and I know a lot of reanimator decks will use this, especially ones that run delve cards and stuff like that. Even black-red could use this in this set. If that's an archetype, black-red, removing cards from your graveyard. I like it. It's a good filler rare card. It's not limited because it's in the commander deck, but it's pretty solid. Here's a card that's fun. This is a commander card. I wish this card was in the standard format, but it's in a commander deck. Colossal Grave Reaver. It's a creature dragon for 6/7/8 mana for a 7/6 flyer. It's not legendary. When this creature enters the battlefield or attacks, mill 3 cards. Pretty solid. I like the Titan ability on there. If you don't know what I mean, look at Primeval Titan, Sun Titan, Inferno Titan. Those Titans kind of do the same kind of thing when it enters or attacks. Whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from your library, so if you mill yourself, put 1 of them onto the battlefield. Pretty solid include. This should be legendary, but I like it. Like, I don't know if this won't see Legacy or Modern play, but in Commander, this is pretty good. I think this would have been great if it was a Commander card, but, you know, it is what it is, and it's solid. Maybe they don't want ability, like in the command zone. That makes sense. But this is a pretty cool dragon. I want it for my dragon deck because I like that ability. It's giving me ideas for the dragon deck I want to build. I mean, what do you guys think about that dragon, right? Dragon's nuts. All right. All right. Will of the Sultai is the next card. This card looks nuts, everybody. Let's see what it does. 4 generic and a green, 5 mana total sorcery. Choose one if you control a commander as you cast a spell. You may choose both instead if you control your commander. All right. So choose one, but if you control your commander, you may choose 2 or both. 1, target player mills 3 cards. Return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Solid for landfall decks and stuff like that. Hillbilly would want this card for his land drop deck. Or put X +1/+1 counters on target creature or X the number of lands you control that gains trample until turn. Oh, love it. Love it. Now, if you control a commander, you get to do both. That is pretty solid, everybody, because like you can fill up your battlefield with more lands, then increase the number of +1 counters put on a creature. That is awesome. And I like the artwork on it. That big snake dragon looking thing in the background, Sultai, dragon snake thing. I don't know what it is, but the artwork on here is pretty cool. I like it. It's pretty clean. It's going to be played in landfall decks. Then All right, then. Welcome the Dead. All right. What is Welcome the Dead? Welcome the Dead costs 3 generic and a black. Yeah. Welcome the Dead costs 3 generic and a black. It says draw 2 cards, then discard a card, and you lose 2 life. All right. So it's good for the Reanimator deck. Create X 2/2 tapped black zombie druid creature tokens, where X is the number of cards that were put into your graveyard from your hand. All right. Wait. Let me reread this card so I understand what's going on. So you draw 2 cards for 4 mana, then you discard a card and you lose 2 life. So you're getting 1 card for 4 mana out of 2 cards. Then create X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens, where X is the number of cards that were put into your graveyard from your hand or library this turn. Okay. So if this ain't the only card you discarded this turn, this increases. It's kind of like Storm for discarding cards. All right, so it's like Storm for discarding cards. Like it, where it's going. So it wants to be in that same deck. The best part of this card is not only does it cost 4 mana to cast, which is kind of high, but I see where it's going, is it has flashback, so you can get it twice. And it's flashbacks for 6 mana. Oof. But flashback and delve are 2 amazing abilities for graveyard decks. The decks that care about the graveyard, having a second hand, or making cards cost cheaper, or having an alternate cost in the graveyard. This card is nuts. It's nuts, everybody. It's nuts. Ooh, I like that card. All right. Let me get back. What is this card? Bone Karen Butcher. All right. Bone Karen Butcher. Has mobilized 2. Whenever this creature attacks, create 2 tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature token. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. So with the other dude we saw earlier in life, you don't sacrifice them in a turn. Attacking tokens you control have death touch. Oh, that's how they're making those little weenies powerful. And this is uncommon. Oh, what a signpost card this is for Limited. This is in the main set. This card is solid. Solid. And it's attacking tokens it controls. So the tokens don't have to be the warrior tokens. It could be any tokens that you've built. So that works with angel tokens and other tokens that you've created previously that are not warriors. This card is bonkers and cube. Put this in your cube. This will be good in your commander decks to work with tokens. I think they're making mobilize and token strategies more viable that are more than just aristocrat style decks. Now, aristocrat would be good with these kind of stuff, but it's pretty solid. I like it. Because if you're running aristocrat stuff in a deck like this, you're making those tokens you're going to sacrifice in a turn after combat. You can just sacrifice them before they're sacrificed at the end of step, so you can get that extra ability, that extra ping damage, that extra draw. Because black and red does a lot with aristocratic style, but black, white, red, black, white does aristocrats too, and does it a little bit better. So this is a perfect staple signpost card for those kind of decks. And then limited, this is gonna be solid. It's gonna be solid, everybody. I like it. They're really pushing into power in Mardu, so it's not the weak color again. What's this? Steward of the Harvest. All right, Steward of the Harvest. 4 mana, 3/3, human druid. When this creature enters the battlefield, exile up to 3 target land cards from your graveyard. So you can, so you have to have the lands in your graveyard to cast this creature. And it's up to. So if you have 0 lands, you can still cast it. Creatures you control have activated abilities. All land cards exiled with this creature. All right, so this commander card, it's in the commander deck, is not good in your non-basic land decks. If you're running a lot of basic lands and stuff like that, it has all abilities of lands cards exiled. So if you just exile basic lands, you're just going to have creatures that can tap for mana, which is pretty decent. But when you have like Galvany Township, where you can tap it to put +1 counter on a creature, this card can get nuts. It'd be interesting to see where this goes. I think this is an interesting landfall kind of mechanic idea, because if you're running landfall decks, you're going to have some good lands in your deck anyways. I like it. Not the kind of card I'm excited about, but it's a little bit dreamy because it does a lot of things. A lot of things with lands. War effort. War effort. I wish this was a fervor type mechanic. I can tell it's not already. Creatures you control get +1/+0 for 4 mana, 3 generic and red. All right. So it's a little creature buff for your little tokens. Whenever you attack, hold on a second. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Whenever you attack, create a 1/1 red warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. The next end step is pretty solid. I like it. It's not a powerful card by any means, but in limited, if you get like 2 of these, this is going to be solid. If you draft a couple of these, this is going to be good for your aggressive aggro style red decks. I think this will see play more mono red decks, but it could see play in your Mardu deck. Because look, it says whenever you attack, it doesn't say non-token creature on it. It says like it doesn't say whenever you attack with a non-token creature. It says whenever you attack. So it could be with tokens, it could be with your creatures, it could be whatever. So this is going to fit well in the aggro deck. It's going to help bring up those creatures. It's basically mobilize on a mobilize. Whenever you attack doesn't mean for each creature, it just means whenever you attack at all. So if you attack with 4 creatures, you're still getting just that one red warrior creature token. So it's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's a solid signpost card. Like I'd probably like turn 5 pick this from draft. Because that extra body may do a lot, but you have to sacrifice it in a step, so you're not getting the blocker, but it's doing the aggro thing. So we like it. All right. Look. Monastery Messenger. Cost Jeskai or mix and color 2 colorless mana, right? Bone Karen Butcher. They find its way into my cube. Hell yeah, that's pretty solid. Love it. Love it, Cane Shaker. It's a really good card. Monastery Messenger costs Jeskai or a mix of 2 colors and whatever you can. So it costs 3 at least. It costs 6 at most in a mix. So 2, 4, 6, yeah. Flying Vigilance. When this creature enters the battlefield, put up to 1 target non-land permanent or non-land creature. Target non-creature non-land card from your graveyard. So it can't be a creature, and it can't be a land. So instant sorcery, planeswalker, right? Enchantment, artifact, whatever. From your graveyard on top of your library. So it kind of gives you back a card. It's all right. It's common, so it makes sense to the power level. This is not a signpost card. This just helps you get stuff back so you're not dead drawing all the time. Because you know how that can be. Where did that card go? All right. Then what's this? This is uncommon. River Will Sweep. All right. River Will Sweep. Cost Jeskai and all the colorless mexes, sorcery. Tap target creature, then put 3 stun counters on it. So that's not bad. Then exile top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of those 2 cards. Until end of turn, you may play that card. So it's kind of doing the red draw thing. With blue in the cost, you should just draw the card, honestly. But they're doing the weird thing. It's doing the little rummage thing where you exile a card, you get to cast it, but you get a choice at 1 or 2. I'd play this in limited. It's not a top pick, but it's a good pick because it does pseudo removal. All right. All right, scroll down. Ooh, everybody. Green blackness. I love it. I love Gogor. I love a lot of colors and magic for certain things, and zombies are one of my favorite things. I do have a zombie deck. Backwoods Collector. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. Host of the Hereafter is a zombie warlock for 4 mana, 2/2. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on up to 1 target creature you control. So it saves your power of counters like +1 counters, hexproof counters, stuff like that. Some board wipes and you have an indestructible creature move this counters to an indestructible creature. Or if you sacrifice a creature that has a +1 counter, move that +1 counter over. This is unique. It's different. I like the synergy. It twists up combat math, honestly. Go for it. Saves against tricks. We like it. All right. Let's see. All right. Right here. What's this card say? This. All right. Clarion Conqueror. All right. It costs 2 generic and a white flying dragon. 3/3. Activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated. This is going to piss people off, everybody. It's going to piss people off royally. You're stopping a lot of synergies, a lot of strategies. This is going to be good for the aggro deck, honestly. Put in your aggro deck, your Mardu aggro deck, put in your Dragons deck. This card is going to be nasty. I kind of want this card just for that stopping ability. But reading the ability explains the card. This affects your stuff. Artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated, like abilities. So, they're activated abilities. So, triggered abilities will still go through. This is good for dragons, yo. Good for dragons. Pretty solid. It's a little hate card. All right. We got Dragonologist. Now, this card I read earlier, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Bullshit. All right. Dragonologist costs 2 generic and a blue. It's a 1/3. When this creature enters, look at the top 6 cards of your library. Right? So he digs for 6. You may reveal an instant, sorcery, or dragon card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Untapped dragons you control, separate ability, have hexproof. So if you give all your dragons vigilance, which are the ways, this is pretty solid. And it's showing an alternate artwork of this card. This is pretty solid. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Like it, love it. It's pretty good. It's a human wizard, so it's a filler card for your dragon deck that lets you dig for instant sorceries or dragons. Nice. This will pull off a villainous wealth. All right. Pull off a villainous wealth out of your deck if you need it. Pretty good. All right. So there's a lot of cards spoiled today. All right. Coordinated Maneuver. Coordinated Maneuver costs a generic and a white. Now, this card is sauce. It's limited gold. Costs a generic and white. And it says choose one for an instant speed. Coordinated Maneuver deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature you can or planeswalker. So it's a burn spell and magic and white equal to the amount of creatures. It's going to see play Mardu decks with all his tokens. It's instant. It's going to be a combat trick. It's pretty nuts. Or destroy target enchantment. So good. So good. This is going to, I don't know if this is a reprint at all. I don't think it is. But if it is, it's a really good reprint, everybody. But I don't think it's a reprint. Check it out. This might be a good cube staple. It's going to be good in Commander. Bomb and Limited. One of the best white cards you can get for Limited in Draft. All right. Spectral Denial. Spectral Denials cost 1 blue X. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. So if you're running, big creatures, this is going to be all right. Counter target spell unless the control pays X. So if you have like 2 4/4s, automatically pay 1 blue. You counter target spell unless target player pays 2. You get that? You get that? It's going to be a banger card. It's uncommon because it's a signpost card for Just Guy, but it's good for Teamer too. All right, let's go. Here's a card I'm excited about. Cane Shaker! Shake your cane. Shake your cane. This card is nuts. Wow, that's a every Japanese, right? Cane Shaker, check this out. I need this card for my cube for a couple decks. Well, another deck. Fangkeeper's Familiar. Costs a generic, a black, green, and blue. This card is nuts. Flash, 3/3 snake. All right. When this creature enters, so blink effects work on this card. Choose one. You gain 3 life and survival 3, or destroy target enchantment, or counter target creature spell. This is a crazy card. Gonna love it. Gonna want it. Gonna need it. Gonna want it. Oh my lord. This card is nuts. This card is nuts. I like it. I like this video if you like this card, because this card is like the highlight. See, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a feel, because there's a lot of good cards. So I want to do an MTG3 video on this set of the top 3 cards I like. But here's a card I like. Cane Chicker, I'm pointing you out. You're going to want this card. You're going to want this card. I got a deck for this card. Holy cow. Right? Someone was telling me this card was underwhelming for what it is. Sure, it might be underwhelming for if you're not running the type of deck it wants to be in, because there's like tons of effects. There's like 8 cards that do the similar thing, but this is so good because it costs 3 mana. So, for a generic, a green, and a blue, Glacier Siege is an enchantment. It says that as this enchantment enters the battlefield, choose Teamer or Soul Tie. Right? Teamer, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills cards. That's so good because it can target yourself if you're in a self-mill deck. Muldrotha decks will rock this card. Muldrotha decks will rock this card. Right? Soul Tie is the other choice on this card. You may play lands from your graveyard as if they are in your hand. That's so good. So good. This card is so flexible. I think Wizards of the Coast is looking at people's favorite kind of game type synergies like Glacier Wood Siege is insane. It's insane in the membrane. Insane. Got no brain. I love it, everybody. I love it. I think you should love it. So many cards. All right. Let's check out this card. Whirling Storm Brood. All right. Whirling Storm Brood costs 5 mana. As a creature, dragon, that's flash flying. You may cast sorcery spells and dragon spells as if they're at flash. This card is bonkers. This card is uncommon, everybody. Uncommon. This should be rare. Just if this was just a creature, this card would be rare. Right? Normally. But they made this an uncommon in the set. I know dragons are expensive, but holy cow. Sorcery spells can have flash. Cast them at instant speed. 5 mana 4/3. This is pretty good. Now, he has a omen side. Dynamic soar. Like it's dynamically soaring through the sky. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control for 3 mana. That's okay. But it's pretty good. Put 3+1 counters. I had to reread that. Put 3+1 counters. 3 mana, 3+1. You're kind of bolstering. Kind of a callback to the Celestia coloring back in the day from the old set. But I like this. It's Simic. I like the Omen ability. I love the Omen card type more than I do Adventure. Like I know Adventure puts an Adventure and you can cast it later. But Omen shuffles back in your library. I just love that ability. I just love the shuffling back in your library, have a second chance later on, randomizing things. Omens are pretty cool. And this card's pretty solid. Is it the best card ever? No. But for dragon decks, I need this card for my dragon deck. I love it. I want it. Yeah. No. When I open the box of Tarkir that you buy me, I will send you 5 cards of your choice. I wish I could. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do yet so far. But hey, when you open a box of the DragonStorm you buy me, hell yeah. Send you 5 cards of your choice. I love it. Woo. All right. Let's see what this card does. All right. This card looks a little underwhelming compared to the last card we just read. It's uncommon. It's gory. But it looks like this card will do what you want, right? Disruptive Storm Brood. So this must be a cycle because it's Storm Brood. Fortune and a green. As a creature side, it's a 3/3. Flying, whenever this creature enters the battlefield, destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment. So that's pretty good. 5 mana, you get a little dress down ooze. What's that ooze that destroys an enchantment, land, or artifact when it comes to play? It's dress down. You don't destroy land here. But it's pretty good. It destroys an enchantment or an artifact. Pretty solid. It's Omen side. Petty Revenge. Costs generic and a black. It says destroy target creature with power 3 or less. I think they could have just honestly put destroy target creature on this card. But this is going to be good. I think this card will see play in more modern style decks and standard style decks that are fast. It would be good against the aggro builds. It's not good against everything. But I think this will see play in cube. Because like some fast moving cube cards, this is really good. Overall, it's a decent card. It will see play in some cubes. It will see play in Commander, but not always. The Petty Revenge won't always see play in Commander, but there are some good targets to target because people who are good at building Commander decks do put a lot of 3/2 drops in your deck that do a lot of powerful things. This is deceptively powerful, but it's not overwhelmingly powerful, if you know what I'm saying. I like it. So, we don't have to click on these, but you're getting the Sieges back in the set. Not the Sieges, but the Tri-Lines back in the set. They're all they're all at uncommon. I think they could have been common in the set, but they're all uncommon. That's still good. I just don't think they should take an uncommon slot. You know what I'm saying? No. But they are there for limited purposes. They're good for Commander. You're getting all 5. I don't know about all 10. You're getting all 5 Tri-Lines. All right. Now, let's go to this screen. We covered all the newer cards that might not be on the screen. You got Beto Kintual. We've looked at these dragons before. Beto Kintual costs generic white, black, green. It's a legendary creature, spirit dragon. At the beginning of your end step, if creatures you control have total toughness 10 or greater, draw a card. Then, if a creature you control have total toughness 20 or greater, untap that creature. Each creature you control. Then if creatures you control have toughness 40 or greater, each opponent loses half their life. Now, I feel like this should say win the game, or that's a big number, but it's pretty solid. I like it. Losing half their life. In this deck, there are going to be cards in Commander that switch the toughness to power when they attack. Like if you have like a 2/7, there's cards that say if this creature attacks, it deals damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. This card is going to be good. Shiko, Paragon of the Way, costs 2 generic, a blue, red, white. It's a legendary creature, spirit dragon, flying vigilance. When Shiko enters, exile the target non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. You may copy it, and you may copy it without paying its mana cost. Pretty decent. I like it. It's not the most powerful dragon. In limited, I see where it can go because that's a lot of removal spells that you want. I see this doing a lot. I like it. And I'm not gonna lie, I want one of each of these dragons for my dragon deck. You got Deval, Arbiter of Virtue, costs 2 generic, blue, black, green. Flying lifelink. Spells you control have Delve. Delve. Yeah, we love Delve. Yo. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting this one costs 1 less to cast. So each spell you cast from your hand has Delve, right? You can pay the lowest amount you can by delving your graveyard, if possible. Because if you have no graveyard, Delve spells suck, right? Because the second text on this card sucks if you don't have a graveyard. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose life equal to its mana value. Now, what some people haven't said is the mana value of your spell changes with Delve. Spells you cast have Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting this spell costs 1 less to cast. So if you have a 5-mana spell and you exile 2 cards to Delve it, the mana value of your spell turns to 3. Right? So this is a really powerful techie card. Like if you're running Self-Milled, Delve, Muldrotha, this card is powerful. Do not underestimate this card because of that text in the bottom. Because there's some spells like Murderous Cut that can cost 1 black. 1 black, 1 life to destroy target creature is really solid. I'm just telling you. Excuse me. I am very glad the Triomes are back again. Well, Triomes, quotes. I need to get me some more of them. Yeah, the Trilands, not Triomes, Trilands. I wish they were Triomes, but I understand why they can't do the Triomes because the names of them are very weird. I think these Spirit Dragons will be good for limited, especially sealed. Oh, they're going to be good for sealed. They're going to be good limited. They're going to be good for cubes that wrap around these abilities. Good for Commander. I love them. I think there's a lot of thought put into these dragons. Like, the more than just like, let's make splashy spells, they're like, let's make synergistic spells for existing mechanics and new mechanics. No, I did not mean to click on that. Hold on. Nariv, Heart of the Storm, cost a generic, a red, white, and black. Flying. If a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, so if your creature has haste, it deals twice that damage instead. So if you have a Fervor or something like that, this card is nuts. This card is good. This card is good for the aggro deck. Having cards like Fervor, Hammer, Perforos. Ways to give your creatures haste. This gives aggro, hasty decks some teeth. Not the best dragon out of the bunch. Like, thinking of it, the artwork is sick. But the card is really good. This is going to be good in cube. Oh, my lord. Like, oh my lord. Then Urini, the song and ending. This Teamer Dragon is nuts. Urini, the song and ending, costs 5 generic, black. 5 generic, a green, blue, red. Legendary creature, Spirit Dragon. Has flying, protection from white, and protection from black. Which is important because those colors have the best removal in the game. White and black. Because blue bounces, green can destroy every once in a while. Red doesn't really have good removal for a 10-10. You know, this has protection from Swords of Plowshare, Path to Exile, most 3-drop, destroy target creature spells, some exile spells that are in black and white. This card is strong. Just that text on the card makes this card uber strong. Now, when Urini enters the battlefield, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers your opponents control. So, if your opponent has 5 creatures, you can do damage to 1 creature, 2 creatures, 3 creatures, 4 creatures, or 5 creatures, etc. Equal to the number of lands you control. Holy cow, this thing costs 5, 6, 7, 8. Not just because it's a 10-10. But when you cast this, if you have 10 mana, that's 10 damage divided up to X amount of creatures. This can remove your opponent's big strat. This could be Eldrazi destroying effect here. Because a lot of Eldrazi's have a power and toughness 10 or less. Some of them are a little bit more, but you can have more lands. You're in colors of ramp here. You're in colors of draw here. You're in color of damage. Urini is pretty solid. I want this. Like effectively, I want all but the Mardu dragons in my commander deck. But I'll take the Mardu deck in my deck. But I want all the dragons for my commander deck that I'm building, that I want to build. I got a lot of dragons for that deck. But I'd like the new dragons in there. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. All right, let me close this out because then I come back to the site. All right, just checking up on chat. Premonition, 3 generic, white, green, black. Sorcery, return target permanent card from a giver to the battlefield. Reanimation! Reanimation! Love it. Sorcery. All right. Return target permanent card. Permanent. It can be a planeswalker, creature. It could be an enchantment, artifact. Whatever is a permanent. It could be a battle if you so choose. That permanent comes into play with a hexproof counter on it and an indestructible counter on it. Oh my lord. Okay. Quick note. Indestructible doesn't work with planeswalkers the way you think it would. A planeswalker still loses counters when it's still damaged, so indestructible doesn't really work. But on a creature, You get hexproof, you get indestructible. On a enchantment, extra indestructible. This is pretty solid. It's expensive mana value wise, but it's worth playing, especially with the abilities you're getting on this card. Now we got Narset Jeskai Waymaster. Blue, red, white. Legendary creature. Human monk. At the beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you cast this turn. This is for the Storm players who want to cast a lot of stuff from their hands. Here's a secret. Play a lot of those one-drop, discard a card, draw a card, scry one kind of cards. Those little one-drop cards in blue that draw cards, so you can cast like 5 of them. Discard your hand at turn, draw 5 cards, get some answers, get some lands. This is pretty solid. This is pretty solid for what it wants to do. Then we got Codis, the Fang Keeper. Cost generic, black, green, blue, legendary creature, zombie warrior. I love zombies. Sultai zombies are kind of new to me. Legendary creature, zombie warrior. It has indestructible. That's pretty neat. Whenever Codis deals combat damage to a player, exile top X cards of their library, where X is the amount of damage dealt. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying the mana cost. Woo! This is a Voltron style card. It's weird. There's ways to get Voltron because black and green has a lot of Voltron cards. Blue has some good ones. Like Spectral Flight. Oh yeah, Spectral Flight's pretty good. I love the Spectral Flight. Spectral Flight gives a creature +2/+2 in flying for a generic and a blue. Just focus this commander. This is not a commander. Oh, it can be a commander, but it's in the set. But make this a commander. Make it a Voltron deck with really good removal in it. This card will be saucy, spicy. I think you'll like Codis, the Fang Keeper. Hold on a second. All Out Assault. Cost 2 generic, red, white, black. Enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1, have Death Touch. When this creature enters the battlefield, or this enchantment enters the battlefield, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after the phase followed by an additional main phase. So you get additional combat phase, and you get an additional main phase after. All right. When you next attack this turn, untap each creature control. So you get attack, and taps your creatures and attacks. One turn. But creatures you control get +1/+1 death touch. Pretty solid. This is really good. Man, Tarkir is just killing it with good cards. Like this next card, Dragonback Assault. 3 generic, green, blue, red, teamer, enchantment. When this enchantment enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. So it's a pseudo board wipe. It's a little bit weak. But what comes next is what makes this card good. Landfall. Whenever a enters the battlefield, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. With flying, my friends. This card is nuts. I like this. I want this for my teamer deck that I have. I think it'll be good in the landfall mechanic. I like it. Hold on. I gotta check something. Okay. All right. Elspeth Stormslaver. Now, we're getting to a part where I'm just going to read cards I like because there's a lot of cards in the set. Elspeth Stormslaver. I really want this card. I want to grab this card for my enchantment deck because it's kind of Elspeth themed and token themed. I think this will be good for my cube. Want this for my cube. Indubitably. This card is probably going to be crazy hard to get. Elspeth Stormslaver. Spawn Slayer. It looks like a V in there, but it's a Y. Storm Slayer. 3 generic, 2 white. Legendary Planeswalker Elspeth. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. My Angel deck needs this. It does. That's my enchantment deck. Just that ability alone is pretty solid. You'd play that as an enchantment? You would. But it's on a Planeswalker that can be attacked. So, gives you a little extra abilities. Now, the extra abilities on here are kind of watered down, but pretty strong, all in general. Her +1/+1 is create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, which, with her out on the battlefield is 2/1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Her 0 ability, they gave a planeswalker a 0 ability, everybody. 0 ability. We're back to Jace-like effects. Jeez. 4 abilities. You think this is Jace the Mind Sculptor, but white. Put a +1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until your next turn. This is nuts. Just in general, it's nuts. Like it, love it. You're going to want some of it, right? -3, generic, but pretty good. Destroy target creature and opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. That's good for getting rid of those big stompy stomp dragons and dinosaurs and stuff like that. Things that shouldn't exist. But yeah, it's good. It's removable. Like it or love it. You're going to want some of it. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I want this card. I want Elspeth Stormslayer. Woo woo. Elspeth probably be kind of pricey. That's right. Ella, hey buddy. Dracogenesis is not a joke. What the hell? That's right. Oh my god, what card was that? That's funny. That's funny, yeah. We're talking about Elspeth Stormslayer here. Tyam, Master Opportunist, cast a giant on blue, legendary creature. Monk, 2/2, flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it, then exile the spell. You cast your 4-time counters on it. If it doesn't have spend, get suspend. This card is going to be fun. This is kind of a casual card here because suspend 4 is no joke. There are some spin decks that will definitely love this card because there's ways to get those suspend counters off of the things, those time counters. But this alone is not amazing. But this in a time counter deck is amazing. Check it out. Yeah, Sib-Sig Ceremony, which is decent, but I like Dracogenesis, 6 generic, 2 red. I know Ella wants this card. He has a dragon deck. He's like, I get to play dragons for free? Marry him? What the hell? Tokens for free? Oh, no. 6, 7, 8 mana for enchantment says you may cast dragon spells without paying the mana cost. I will definitely want this card for my dragon deck. This card is nuts. This card might be a little bit pricey, but it might be good. But in limited, it's a little rough. I don't think this will see limited play. I think this is designed mainly for Commander. Standard might play this card in the ramp section because Standard will be playing dragons for sure. If I was playing Standard, I would definitely build a dragon deck with this card in it because I'd ramp the heck out of this. And thinking of ramping the heck about this, we got Craterhoof Behemoth being reprinted in the set with some sick art. I love this more than the original art. I love it. There's going to be some crazy art with it. Craterhoof Behemoth costs 5 generic, 3 green. This is a Commander staple, but it will be good and limited. It's not the best in limited, but it's good in the mono green limited deck. If you build a mono green deck and a multicolored deck, you're doing something good. But people are drafting like probably better. Not to be rude on your skills, but skills say if you're drafting a mono green deck, you're not picking a lot of the good cards in the set because a lot of good cards are removable and multicolored. But in a heavy green deck, this is pretty good. Teamer deck will love this. It's a 5/5 creature beast with haste. When this creature enters the battlefield, you creatures you control get +X until a turn, or X number of creatures you control. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid. So you got 5 creatures that get +5/+5 and trample. If you got 10 creatures that get +10/+10 and trample. It is the nuts, everybody. Good reprint. Good reprint. Dracogenesis, I thought was a homebrew. Nope, it's not. This is dumb. Dracogenesis. Yeah, it's crazy. Dracogenesis is pretty good. We got Smile at Death. Smile at Death is pretty good. 5 mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, return up to 2 target creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a +1 counter on each of those creatures. I have a deck for this, so I want Smile at Death. It's not on my top tier list of cards to get from this set, but I have a deck for it. It's my little 1/1 Snake Death Toucher deck. Draconologist, we read earlier. Sidisi Regent Meyer is pretty decent. It's like can't think of the green artifact. But it costs 2 mana, generic and black, legendary creature, Snake, Zombie, Warlock. You tap it, sacrifice a creature with mana value X. Other than Sidisi, then you return target creature card with mana value with X +1 from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yep, it's a birthing pod for your graveyard. It's pretty good. It's a reanimating birthing pod, basically. Storm Skill Sign, we've seen that before. Surok, Elusive Hunter, I want a copy of. 2 generic and a green. The spell can be countered trample whenever creatures you control or spell you control becomes a target spell or an ability an opponent controls, draw a card. So basically what it's saying is whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control is targeted. So if a creature on the board gets targeted or if a creature you control gets countered, you draw a card. That's pretty good. I like it. We read that card, the white card here. Winterite Stories. All right. Kasari, Revenant. I know Hellbilly would kill me if I didn't read this card. Generic 2 black, creature vampire, flying death touch lifelink. Pretty solid. I didn't realize there was vampires on Tarkir originally. I had never paid attention to it. Renew is an ability on this card for 2 generic and a black. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put a flying counter, a death touch counter, and a lifelink counter on target creature. Activate as a sorcery. This card is going to be limited gold, everybody. You're going to have a powerful early drop if it comes out early. Then later on, you're going to make a bigger creature scarier. Hands down, pretty good card. This is a limited bomb. It fits in Mardu. It fits in Sultai. This vampire is going to see good play. If you pull this card, pick this card, put it in a deck. Sarkhan Dragon Ascendant, it's all right. But Bloomvine Regent is what I want to talk about. 3 generic, 2 green. It's a 4/5 creature for 5, flying whenever this creature or another dragon you control enters the battlefield, gains 3 life. That's pretty solid and limited. Pretty good in cube. Yeah, it's an almond side, which is worth talking about. Claim territory, cast 2 generic and a green. Search your library for up to 2 basic forest cards. They're not any forest cards, 2 basic forest cards. Reveal them, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and the other into your hand. So basically, it's a cultivate or a creature. I want this for my dragon deck, just for the cultivate side and the creature side. Right? You cultivate, throw it instead of going to your graveyard, it shuffles back in your library. This card is there for the Dragon Commander deck. It will be good in the limited for Teamer, Sultai, stuff like that. You'll want to play this card for sure. Play this card for sure. Yeah, and Afenza, Unyielding Liege, Migrant River Regent. We've seen these cards before. I'm going to scroll down. All right. Twin Maw Stormbrood. I have not read this card. 5 generic and a white for a 4/5 flying. When this creature enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. All right. It has Charring Bite for a generic and red for its element side. Charring Bite does 5 damage to target creature without flying. Not horrible. I like this card. It does what you want. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's the red side does what red does good, and white side does what white does good. It costs 6 mana for a 5/4 with that ability. It's all right. It's good. This is a limited card. You're going to play this because evasion is powerful. But the thing I noticed in this set, there's a lot of evasion in this set in all colors, except Mardu. Mardu probably needs a little more evasion. Unrooted Ancestor. What does this card do? 2 generic and a black. Spirit Cleric 3/2 flash. Pay 1, sacrifice another creature. This creature gains a destructible turn. Tap it. Okay, nah. It's regenerate on a creature. It's all right. Channeled Dragonfire, 1 red. Channeled Dragonfire does 10 damage to any target. So it's a shock with Harmonize for a lot of money, a lot of mana. All right. Right of renewal. Cost 3 generic and a green. Sorcery. Return up to 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Target player shuffles up to 4 cards from their little graveyard into their library. So that can be you or anybody else. Exile, right of renewal. I hate the exile ability on this card, but this card's pretty strong. Nope. Aegis Sculptor, Vineyard, Stormgird, Sunset. Nope. Encroaching DragonStorm. 3 generic and a green. Enchantment. When this enchantment enters the battlefield, search your library for land cards like this. Put them onto the battlefield tap. Love it. Then shuffle your library. When a dragon you control enters this, return this enchantment to its own hand. So this card is banger. I like it. It's 4 mana. It gets better with time. Okay, we've seen some of these cards. We're just scrolling down some of the janky cards. Runescale Stormbrood. We didn't see this card. And we got Purging Stormbrood. Let's see this card. Start with Purging Stormbrood. 4 generic and a black for a 4/4 flying. Ward, pay 2 life. Decent. When this creature enters the battlefield, remove all counters from up to 1 target creature. That's pretty good. I wish I had targeted a Planeswalker too. Because you can imagine if you could target a Planeswalker. That's pretty solid. Absorb Essence, generic and a white, instant omen. All right, target creature gets +2/+2, gains lifelink and hexproof down turn. So it's either a dragon in one hand or it's a save spell in another hand. All right. Runescale Stormbrood, 3 generic and a red for a 2/4 flying dragon. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell or a dragon spell, this creature gets +2/+0 until turn. So cares about spells, matters, and dragons. Not bad. Not bad. I like the artwork on it. I like the picture of that dragon. It's pretty saucy. Chilling Screech is its omen side. Cast generic on blue for instant omen. Counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. The creature side will see more play than the chilling side. I don't know if Modern would play this card. It might, but I don't think so. I like it. It does what you want. Cube will love this card for the specific low powered cube, not low powered cubes, low mana value cubes. I like it. What scares me is the dragon commander you have seen yet. I don't know if I've seen it yet. I haven't seen the commander cards yet. Sultai Devotee, that's kind of a cycle card. It's decent. Teamer Devotee, you getting some cards that fix mana. Devotee's a cycle. Scrolling down. I'm going to scroll down to the multicolored section down here. Well, you got Storm Plane Detainment. Cane Shaker. I don't want this card. 2 generic and white. It's an enchantment. It's just Oblivion Ring or a Banishing Light. Just a reprint with a different name. So I can have another one. What? This is bonkers. Oh, all right. We've seen a Siege, we've seen a Snake, Zergo's Thunder Decree, a Thunderous Decree, no, Thunder's Decree. Red, white, black, 2/4, mobilize 2 during your end step. Tokens you control can't be sacrificed. Love it. I have to click on this. I'm going to get the ads back. Because this card's worth reading right here. Way of the Future. 2 generic, blue, red, white. Jeskai, instant. The next time a sorcery of choice would deal damage to you this turn, so like a big old creature, prevent the damage. When damage is prevented this way, Way of the Future deals that much damage to that source's controller. You may draw that many cards. Oh, it's pretty solid. It's not a top pick card by any means, but it's a solid card. I'd run it in certain decks myself. When someone's scaring you with a 20/20 creature, you're going to love this card. You're going to want this card. Yeah. I'm telling you. It's going to be worthwhile. All right, let's get back here. Scroll down here. Exit the ads here. Summer Priest, we're seeing that. This Teamer Battle Crier right here. Teamer Battle Crier, green, blue, red. Creature Orc Ranger. During your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. This card is going to be bonkers. Because during your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature with power 4 or greater. So you have 3 4-powered creatures. They're your creature spells, right? Spells you cast are going to cost 3 less to cast. That's nuts. Do not look at this card as something lower. All right? This card is pretty powerful. Frostcliff Siege. Excited for this card. I want this card myself. Frostcliff Siege. Costs a generic blue and red enchantment. This enchantment enters. Choose Jeskai or Teamer. Jeskai, whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to player, draw a card. So it's not broken like whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, draw a card. It's whenever you deal combat damage with a creature or more, draw a card. Teamer, creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample and haste. Ooh, I love this card. I want this card. I need this card. I need it for my dinosaur deck. I need it for my dragon deck. I just need it for my Teamer deck. I need 3 copies of this card right away. This card is nuts. All right, hold on a second. Rediscover the Way, which is Saga. Look, the first two chapters of it is look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the other in the bottom of your library in a random order. All right, okay. So it helps. It draws you a couple cards. And chapter 3 is whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, target creature you control gains double strike until a turn. This is not horrible, not bad. Rediscover the Way is not horrible. It's not bad. It's an enchantment. Like at the beginning of your upkeep, if it's just a basic enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep, you look at the top 3 cards of your library and we get to choose one. That would have been so broken. It had been pretty much a Sensei's Divining Top for free every turn. Not literally for free, but like pay the mana cost and you do it every turn. That'd be nuts. Or a Sylvan Library. That'd be nuts. This card is actually pretty powerful. You get it twice. Do not overlook this card. This card is signposty and pretty good. Baron Step Siege. I haven't seen this card yet. Baron Step Siege costs 2 generic, a white, and a black. As this enchantment enters the battlefield, choose Abzan or Mardu. Abzan says at the beginning of your end step, put a +1 counter on each creature control. Baron Step Siege, get in my hands right now. That Abzan ability is insane. Mardu. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your controller's turn, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. Hillbilly needs this card in his vampire deck. MTG Hillbilly. This card is nuts. It's nuts. Brandon! Hello. Happy ding blagga day to you too. All right. Inevitable defeat. 1 red, black, white. This spell can't be countered. Exile target, non-permanent. Its control loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life. Inevitable defeat. So good. I want this card, everybody. Sorry, I try to make weird noises. Inevitable defeat's pretty good. I want this for a particular deck in mind. It's good removal. Want it, love it. Hillbilly should run it in his vampire deck. Sonic Trickery red. Corey Mountain red. We've read all those cards. Read those cards. Lie in Wait. What's this card? Lie in Wait costs a black, green, blue. Soul Tie. Sorcery. Turn target creature card from graveyard to your hand. All right. That's okay for 3 colors. Lie in Wait deals damage equal to that card's power to target creature. Late game, I can see this being a blowout removal spell. Early game, you're going to be holding on a spell till you get a bigger creature in your graveyard, honestly. But it's a solid card overall. Because getting 2 cards in your hand, getting a 2-power card in your hand, turn 3, like you pay a 2/2 and you need that card back, and you attack with it blocks, it trades with the creature, and you pay 3 mana, get it back, and deal 2 damage to another creature. Early game, it could be powerful. This card is well balanced. I like it. A Royal Procession. A Royal Borealis. All right, green, blue, instant, return target card from a graveyard to your hand. Just love it. A Royal Procession is a solid card. It doesn't exile. Returns a card from a graveyard to your library. Returns a card from a graveyard to your hand, I mean. This card is just decent recursion. Just decent. All right. I never seen this card. Stalwart Successor. Generic green, blue. Creature Human Warrior. Has Menace. Whenever one or more counters are put on a creature you control, if it's the first time counters have been put on that creature this turn, put a +1 counter on that creature. Decent. Rakshas's Bargain is worth playing. All right, this card is no joke. It costs Soul Tie, or a mix of 2 colors for whatever you don't have, so it could cost 5 up to 6. Because it was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah. Look at the instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand. The rest in your graveyard. Pretty solid. Like it. Skirmish Rhino we've seen those before. Let's get to the color spells. We've seen Ugin. I like Ugin, but I'd like an Ugin just to have it, but I really don't need it for anything. The monuments are decent. I like the monuments. They're really solid. Do not, I repeat, do not underestimate these monuments. All right. Like, I know it searches for one of the lands you need in your colors. I know it puts it in your hand, but for 2 colors, that's good. And for decks that sacrifice artifacts or do things or has abilities, mana sinks, these are really good and limited. Do not underestimate these monuments, all right? Mox Jasper is decent. Marty Monument, Mar Monuments, Embermouth Sentinel, Watcher of the Wayside, Jade Cast Sentinel, all these good cards. Then you get the Rare Land Cycle. They're all right. If you ask me, the Rare Land Cycle is bullshit in this set. Like the best one's the Mistige Village. Everyone doesn't really count towards how powerful the blue land is in this deck. They really did us dirty. They did their own set dirty by putting these lands in the deck. I mean, they're monocolor lands that care if you control two other lands that are not the same color. Oh, the white land cares if you're a Mardu. The blue land cares if you're in Teamer. The black land cares if you're in Sultai or Mardu. Oh, no, Abzan. The red card cares if you're in Jeskai. The green card cares if you're in Sultai. It's just bullshit. It's just bullshit, straight out bullshit. Like, honestly, I like the blue land. I won't lie. I'm not going to be like, I hate the lands, all the lands. No, the blue land's the most powerful one here. I like it. Honestly, like, I know they couldn't put the Triumphs in the set, but they could have made they could have put the pain lands in the set, the ones where you tap for one of your colors and you lose life. They could have made pain tri-lands for the set where they tap for a color but you pay life. Or they could have reprinted City of Brass in the set. They could have played Mana Confluence in the set, but they didn't. They really did the set dirty. So that's my thought about the rare lands in this set, the rare land cycle. They did us dirty. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon is probably the best land in this set that's rare. It taps for a color, but you can add 1 mana of any color, spending this mana to cast a dragon spell or an omen spell. 4 mana, sacrifice a land, search your library for a dragon card, reveal it. You know, you're going to love this card. You're going to love it. You're going to want it. All right, let me check something here. All right. We get the Triumphs back, or Triumphs. We got the Tri-Lines back. They're uncommon. I wish they were common, but look, I'm not going to complain. There's like 79 cents a piece. Reprint this card, so like 50 cents a piece. These cards are worth playing in your deck. I need all 10 of them. So when stuff happens, when I get my dragon deck together, or when I get money for the set, I'm going to try it. If I get money for that, I'm going to try to get it. Is that done? They're bringing the dual lands that come to play tapped and gain you life to gain life lands. Those are solid. They're giving you all 10. I love it. It's good for limited. They're common. These Dragon Eye lands here are going to be in collector boxes only, so good luck getting them. These full art lands are going to be in the play booster boxes. They're beautiful. Love them. I hope to get enough to if I get a box, if I can't get singles, and I get a box, I hope I get enough of these to put in my dragon deck. The basic land cycle, I'm honestly surprised we haven't stepped away from this design with all the cool designs we got. The basic land cycle is there for a staple. Those are pretty good. They're decent. They got arts, commander cards. You got Beto, Ancestor's Voice, which is a really good card. And if you gain life and lost life, he does good stuff. Foul Earth, the Steadfast. I haven't seen this one. A generic white, blue, black Abzan. Another Abzan commander. Ooh, wow. Each creature control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than power. They actually made this card where you don't want to take it out of the commander deck because they're taking the Abzan commanders. Creatures of control can attack as though they didn't have defender. Pretty solid. Pay 3, tap, sacrifice another creature, draw cards equal to the sacrifice creature's toughness, then discard a. Oh, that's really solid for this deck. I like it. Jeskai Commander, Jeskai Commander cards. Tival, the Balanced Scale. Ooh, I haven't seen this one. A generic black, green, blue, legendary creature Spirit Dragon. Whenever Tival attacks, mill 3 cards. Then you may return a line card from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. Solid. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard this way, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. All right, like it. Codus Sibsig Champion. The Sibsig is just a silly name. Sultai, blue, black, green, legendary creature, zombie warrior. All right. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a creature spell from your graveyard by exiling 3 other cards from your graveyard in addition to its main attack. So it's like a watered down. We'll draw with that. Whenever one or more creatures you control enter, if one or more of them entered from a graveyard, if it was cast from a graveyard, put 2/1 counters on Codus. Not horrible. You got the Colossal Grave Reaver, which you talked about. Flash Alone. All right. So talked about a good handful of these cards. Ooh, Floral Evoker. 3 generic and a green landfall. Whenever landing control enters, put a +1 counter on this creature. Also, this creature carries by itself. Discard a creature card, return target landfall card from graveyard to the battlefield tap. I like this mechanic. I see this Flora Evoker being put in different decks. Love it. Zorgo, Nariv, we've seen those cards before. All right. I want this Urania that written here too. I know what I want in this deck. All right. Showcase cards. We got some showcase cards. We're kind of wrapping up the spoilers here, you can tell. Special guest cards, you can pull these in the play boosters or any set you buy. Honestly, I want the Eerie Ultimatum and Ruinous Ultimatum for my dinosaur deck. I like the Outwork, Splashy Outwork. I want to bling out that deck. Now, cards you only get from the collector boosters, they're going to have 5 of the fetch lines in the set, but they're going to have multiple arts. I believe you can only get them in collector boosters or special. I think one set of the fetch lines you can get in play boosters. They're really hard to pull. And I think one set and there were other regular ones you can pull in collector boosters. So the difference is the regular ones you can play in play boosters are just regular. I don't think they're foiled. They could be foiled, but I'm not sure. But the ones you can get in collector boosters, these ones have special foiling process, scaled foils. Really cool that you can collect them collector boosters. I like it. I won't be able to get it collected, but that's pretty solid, and I like it. Oh my god, the lands. Yeah, the lands. Yeah, at least the artwork lands are pretty. That's right. They are pretty. Let's see. All right. But that was me going through the spoilers in an hour. Like, there was a lot of cards we've gone over before. A lot of cards that we're talking about. We did go over some important cards. That was crazy, everybody. I mean, what are you guys' senses on the set? I'm already hyped about the set, right? There's good cards about the set. That's got Tortoise going nuts. And I think I did a good assessment. Do you think I did a good assessment on the cards I read? Do you think I did decent? I actually don't know if I did decent. I think I did. But I think cube enthusiasts, people who build cubes, are going to love this set. People who have dragon cubes are going to love this set. I think EDH players are going to love this set. I think limited players are going to have a ball with this set. People who just play limited, pre-release, sealed, draft are going to love this set. Backwoods, not a big dragon fan, but there are some cool art cards I might chase after. But there's some cool non-dragon cards in the set that you might like. I mean, there's some vampires. They don't look as saucy as your vampires, but they are pretty decent. There's pretty good cards in the set. I mean, this card is nuts. Dragons go roar. Like, this is definitely dragon themed set. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the rares in this set. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like, it is the nuts. Yeah. Dragons. Like, not this weekend, but maybe next week I'll make a video showcasing the cards I got for my dragon deck, what I'm working with. But I'll do that. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy. But anyways. Hold on. Got to cool my head off. I overwhelmed myself a little bit with going through the cards. It's nuts. I love dragons. Hell yeah. I know you love Sentinel Worm, the Miriam Sentinel Worm. So I know I'll have a great time opening the whole case of the set that you're sending me. Dude, if I can afford a full case, I'll split that with you. But now I know I can't. That's full cases. 2, 4, 6, 8. It's like $800, I believe. But yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be cool. I don't know. Sorry about that echo, but I love all the dragons. All the dragons. That's crazy. If you haven't and you like the video, hit that like button and subscribe. You know, because like I'm trying to cover the things I love. Like there's a lot of things about Magic you're just gonna come by, and if you like them or not, you're gonna go buy them. Like in the mornings, we cover sets. We'll cover sets that come out. But I really love this set, because what makes this set interesting for me, for those who you don't know, is when my wife and I got together, before we were even officially a couple, we were playing the original dragon set together. Then when we became a couple, we got heavy into the dragon set and built a dragon deck, 5-color standard deck back in the day. That was pretty banger. It was a Turbo Fog dragon deck that cared about Jeskai Ascendancy. And I was tapping mana dorks and stuff, and untapping them when I cast spells to pump out power dragons and attacking all at once. So it's fun. But this is going to be the 10-year anniversary of how long me and my wife been together. It's awesome. We've been married for like 8 years. 8 years now. Yeah, this is our 8th year. It's my lucky number with her. 8 years. 8 years is a lucky number because that's the month I was born in. All right. We got married in my birth month, August. So there's a lot of time to it. And, it's an amount of time. And, it's crazy. So I'm excited for the set. I'm more excited for the set because of what it means to me and what it means for other people. It's nuts. It's nuts. But I hope you enjoyed the set. I hope you guys enjoy what you love. And I hope you get down with what's going on here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the congratulations. I love it. I hope you guys get excited over something you love and everything. But now, I do have to back up, scroll down, and I have to get off of here. We're over an hour long. Holy cow, we're almost an hour and a half. It'll be an hour and a half by the time we're done because I want people to watch this video and enjoy it. I don't know. This is for the people who love it. And thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for chilling out with me. Thank you for being amazing because you rock. You rule. Right? I remind everybody, you are awesome and amazing. You're loved. Someone's thinking about you. And if you can, brighten someone's day because you are amazing. Be awesome. Be awesome. Be awesome. Be awesome.
I totally want to thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it, 100%. Like this video as if it's your favorite kind of pizza, dude. And if you wouldn't mind, consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Every one of these things you do helps the channel out a lot.
The moves, the strategies, and the flares. Super fast tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes. Shell shock, go. The tortoise way. He's the one to watch, the king of MTG play.